Did you go to the doctor today about your acid reflux?
Yeah, he said I had GERD, and he gave me these pills called papai.
Proton pump inhibitor. Okay. Well, did he talk to you about not eating so much of this crap you've been eating? I just think it might be part of your problem.
Oh, man. Oh.
Oh boy. Well, take some of the pills the doctor gave you. Seems to be working so far. Hello everyone, welcome back to Herbal Bunny's Pharmacy. My name is Tamitha. Our topic for today is our digestive system and some issues that can come awry whenever we have a poor diet, or some people may have like a hereditary thing. But I want to talk to you today about some of the foods to avoid and some of the things that we need to be eating to help bring ourselves back into balance. All right. So some of the diseases and some of the issues that you can get while having a poor digestive system or gastrointestinal issues. There's acid reflux that you could get. You have some ulcers, GERD, Crohn's disease, diverticulitis, diverticulosis, IBS, leaky gut, constipation. You can even have liver disease like cirrhosis. These are some of the things that are pretty common that people get when they have digestive disorders. Some of the foods that you need to avoid to help heal this area, and a couple of these things should be on the no-no list for everybody, regardless if you have digestive system issues or if you're completely healthy, whatever. So foods that you need to avoid is dairy, corn, processed foods. That's for everybody. Everybody should actually be avoiding those things. We don't digest corn at all, and dairy is not even biologically made for us. It's, for a cow. And processed foods has a lot of chemicals, additives, and things that are just really wreak havoc on our digestive system. So some of the other things that you're going to want to avoid are things that are really hard to digest, like your grains, your wheat, your rice, barley, beans, lentils, nuts. A lot of meat is really, some of it's kind of hard to digest. And we want to start eating foods that are easier to digest. And that would be, I like to talk about, in most of my videos, you'll probably hear me say, what's nature doing that we're not doing? We go outside, what do we see mostly of? It's green. Unless you live in the desert, it's all brown. And I suggest you move. No, just kidding. But you do want to, eat more green things. So we go out in nature. Leafy greens. Leafy greens are abundant. Leafy greens has a lot of digestive enzymes, and that's another thing that a lot of people with digestive disorders have. They don't have enough probiotics, they don't have enough digestive enzymes and prebiotics. So we want to eat foods that naturally have those within their fiber to help us to rebuild our good gut bacteria and to get rid of the old stuff and to help rebuild our lining. So leafy greens and fruits that are easy to digest, that aren't really, I know, like for me, whenever I had acid reflux, if I eat any citrus, orange, lemons, limes, pineapples, it burn. So you want to avoid that if you have issues with the citrusy foods, so you can avoid those things. Foods like ginger and turmeric are very soothing to the digestive system, so you can incorporate those. Ginger is very anti-inflammatory and it helps with nausea, things like that. Marshmallow root is really soothing and coats your stomach lining while it's healing. And there's slippery elm bark is really good for your digestive system to help coat it. It's a mucilaginous kind of effect to it, so it's, when you get it wet, it kind of gets slimy, so it kind of just coats everything while your stomach is healing and rebuilding, and it's very nutritious as well. So probiotics and prebiotics, and a lot of people always talk about these things. It's like, okay, what's the difference and things? Our food naturally contains these things. It's like if you pick an apple off the tree and it starts to decompose. Well, all those bacteria is on that apple to help to break it down. Well, we eat that, it helps to break it down in our stomach, and our hydrochloric acid in our stomachs helps to break that down. It helps us to absorb the minerals and stuff, and it helps to kill off any bad stuff. So if we have low stomach acid, so if you have GERD, for instance, acid reflux. People say, doctors will tell you that, you need to control the stomach acid. Well, the problem is that we don't have enough stomach acid. If you don't have enough stomach acid, you can't break down food properly and you can't absorb your vitamins and minerals. So we need to be eating foods that's going to help to build up our stomach acid. Apples is really good. Apple cider vinegar is really good for doing that. And on the apples, on the fruits and things, they have those prebiotics and the probiotics and the digestive enzymes to help break down those foods and to build up our own gut flora to continue to do that with, but if we eat processed foods and stuff that don't actually contain these digestive enzymes, probiotics and prebiotics, then we're going to deplete, because the ones that we already have in our body that's already living there is just going to die off, and you're going to just keep building up all the bad stuff, which causes the bloating and the belching and the leaky gut and the constipation, things like that, because we don't have enough of those good things. So that's really how you get your prebiotics, probiotics, and digestive enzymes, is actually eating the plant material itself. I know a lot of doctors, or the big hype is take some probiotics, take some prebiotics, da 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 da. You can do that to help kind of jumpstart things, but you got to be careful, because you can get diarrhea if you're taking, they say take 20 billion of these different, has 1 million of this and these other bacteria, blah blah blah. And really, that nature is not doing that. If we're getting back to nature and we're doing what nature is doing, we don't need to be popping all these pills. They are good at some point to maybe get you over a hump, but they should not be designed for a forever thing. If we're actually doing things correctly, we shouldn't need to be popping those pills every single day. But they would be good if you're trying to get over a hump. So if you're trying to get over a hump, maybe taking some probiotics. So you want to take your probiotics before bedtime. They work best while you're sleeping. They help to grow and things like that. The digestive enzymes, a lot of people will take like papaya. I know apples has a lot of digestive enzymes and stuff. I have not had any success with taking digestive enzymes in and of themselves, or I haven't found a good company, but I did find that if I eat an apple before every meal, starting off with my gut healing, that it was better than actually taking one of these supplements. I'm just going to be honest. Some of the other ways that we want to eat our food, like I mentioned before, is mostly raw. When we cook food, it loses a lot of nutrition. So if we can eat the foods raw that have the digestive enzymes, the probiotics, the prebiotics, and all the other otics that goes with it, that's going to be the most beneficial, because cooking does kill those things. When we look at nature, you're going to hear me say this. You're going to get tired. I'm such a lady. I always said, let's get back to nature. Okay, well, yeah, because that's technically how we should be living. We're going to be more productive and have health-wise, have a better life cycle, span, whatever, if we're actually eating according to what our bodies are actually designed to do. So, like, with okay, let's go back to our ancestors, the hunters and gatherers. They didn't go to grocery stores, obviously, and they got what was available during that season. They may have planted a few things and grown, and they stored stuff in the winter. What did they store? They stored the beans and the grains. Well, if you're having digestive issues, you don't want to be eating those things because they're harder to digest. You eat your other stuff first, okay? This next part, I'm just talking just in general how we should be eating. So once your digestive system is all nice and healed, this is something that you may want to start incorporating in your everyday life. Everybody's talking about diet. No, it's a lifestyle change. So once you get healed up, we want to eat according to season. That's what our ancestors did. That's what we're designed to do. That's what other animals in nature are doing. They're eating according to season and what's in nature, right? So we start storing up our beans, our grains, our root veggies to sustain us throughout the winter months. Well, then in the springtime, we have our leafy greens growing, we have the vegetables and our fruits and stuff. That's what we should be eating during our spring, summer, and fall. And then we just kind of go over again. And our beans and our grains and potatoes, those are for to sustain us through our winter. And there's some things that we can eat that throughout the winter that are raw. Our squashes or pumpkins we can eat raw. We can have a yellow squash and butternut squash. These things we can eat raw. We don't have to cook them. Yeah, they do taste better cooked, but when you cook them, again, you're going to lose a lot of nutrition. Our bean sprouts. We can sprout some beans and eat those. They're actually more nutritious than if we just eat the bean itself. Cook it and eat the bean by itself. Sprouting microgreens has a lot of nutrition in it than it does if you just actually grew the whole entire plant, because all the energy is in that little seed. It sprouts and right there, so, and it's got all of the nutrition and stuff in it to help it to grow into a mature plant. So eating microgreens is really good. We can eat that during the wintertime. So we can sprout our beans during wintertime and get our greens if you live in a place that gets 10 feet of snow and a thick of, 3 foot of I'm starting to start because I'm talking too fast because I want to try to get this video short. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, yeah, so these are the things that you want to do to help to heal your gut. Get back to nature. What is nature doing? Just keep that in your mind. What is nature doing? And just remember the whole probiotic, prebiotic thing, eating your plants and things like that. And I'm going to cut this video, because it's almost 11 minutes and I'm rambling because I got to get back to work. All right, you guys, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm not sure what we're going to talk about, but I will think of something. There's lots to talk about. All right, you guys, bye.